Hi everyone. Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed by anxiety? From physical symptoms to constant worry, it can be hard to escape the grips of this common mental health issue. But what if I told you that your body has a natural system in place to help reduce anxiety and regulate your stress response? It's called the parasympathetic nervous system, and it's your body's built-in brake for the fight-or-flight reaction. In today's video, we're going to explore the science behind the parasympathetic nervous system, the parts of the brain involved in anxiety, and how you can use this knowledge to better manage anxiety. But, as with anything, there's a catch. So make sure you watch until the end to learn why solely relying on activating the parasympathetic nervous system may not be the complete answer to your anxiety. A quick disclaimer. Before we dive in, just a couple of disclaimers. I'm a registered psychologist in the province of British Columbia, Canada. This video is for informational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for advice from your doctor or mental health professional. The neurobiology of anxiety. Our nervous system consists of two main parts, the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is like the gas pedal in your car. It activates the fight-or-flight response, a survival mechanism that prepares your body to respond to a perceived threat. When this system is triggered, it releases stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, increasing your heart rate, blood pressure, and breathing rate. These physiological changes help you respond quickly and effectively to danger. While this response is essential during real danger, it's not helpful when you're just trying to focus on your work or relax at home. Long-term activation of the sympathetic nervous system can lead to serious health problems, including heart disease and high blood pressure. That's where the parasympathetic nervous system comes in. It acts as the brake pedal, slowing down your stress response and helping you relax. Often referred to as the rest and digest system, it promotes relaxation, slows down heart rate and breathing, reduces blood pressure, and facilitates digestion and other restorative processes. Essentially, the parasympathetic nervous system does the opposite of what the sympathetic nervous system does. Anxiety and nervous system imbalance. For some people with anxiety, the sympathetic nervous system is overactive, while the parasympathetic system is underactive. This imbalance can cause exaggerated physiological responses to stress. Imagine a highly tuned sports car, fast, sensitive, and sometimes too reactive. A key way the parasympathetic nervous system helps counteract anxiety is through the vagus nerve. This long nerve runs from your brainstem down into your chest and abdomen. When activated, it releases acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that slows heart rate and promotes relaxation. By calming the body and reducing stress signals, the vagus nerve plays a critical role in anxiety regulation. The brain's role in anxiety. To fully understand anxiety, we need to look at two major brain areas involved, the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. The amygdala is a small, almond-shaped structure deep in the brain's temporal lobe. It's part of the limbic system, which processes emotions and memories. The amygdala plays a key role in detecting fear and triggering the fight-or-flight response. In people with anxiety, the amygdala can become overactive, triggering heightened responses even in situations that aren't truly threatening. Think of it as your brain's smoke detector, sometimes too sensitive, going off even when there's no real fire. However, the prefrontal cortex, located at the front of the brain just behind the forehead, can help regulate the amygdala's activity. It's responsible for executive functions like decision-making, impulse control, and emotional regulation. In individuals with anxiety, this area often shows reduced activity, meaning less control over emotional responses. You can think of the prefrontal cortex as the CEO of your brain, keeping the emotional impulses of the amygdala in check. Balancing the brain, a seesaw model. Imagine a seesaw with the amygdala on one end and the prefrontal cortex on the other. For balanced emotional regulation, both ends need to be in sync. When the amygdala dominates, the prefrontal cortex needs to engage and restore balance. This balance can be improved through interventions like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which strengthens the prefrontal cortex and helps it better regulate emotional responses. How it all works together. Let's tie everything together. The parasympathetic nervous system is like the brake pedal that slows down the stress response. The vagus nerve is the communication line between the brain and body, relaying messages back and forth to help the body return to a state of calm. Imagine you're on a roller coaster. The amygdala screams when you hit a drop. The prefrontal cortex reminds you it's just a ride. The vagus nerve helps you breathe deeply and calm down once it's over. In short, the vagus nerve helps regulate anxiety by activating the parasympathetic nervous system and keeping the brain-body connection in balance. The misconception about quick fixes. Now, if activating the parasympathetic nervous system helps reduce anxiety, it might seem like the solution is just to always engage it, through deep breathing, meditation, or relaxation exercises. And yes, these are valuable tools. But they're not long-term solutions. Think of the brake pedal metaphor again. If you're driving too fast, applying the brakes makes sense. But if you're constantly pressing the brake pedal, what happens to the car? You can't drive forward effectively, and the engine might wear out.